Welcome to the Do Better Podcast. I am your host, Theo Coop, and we are back. Make sure that you like the video and hit the goddamn subscribe button. Who raised you? So I was watching the video from the content creator, Sarar Garvey. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. The video is titled, Women Do Not Like Other Women. And I watched about 90 seconds of the video and stopped and thought to myself, and I know the rest of this video is going to be gold. So I immediately stopped and wanted to react to it with you guys. Let's get to it.
That I have 4 kids by 4 different people.
That's gross.
Hold up, but let's.
And I'm not ashamed of saying it.
And
you know what I'm saying? I done been,
You should be.
Whoa.
you know, I done been young and I done done some
She
things.
should not be ashamed of that, because
if I want a 5th baby daddy, I will get one.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
If we look at a nigga perspective, you feel me? If a nigga, let's just say, if a nigga could get pregnant, you feel me?
We wouldn't have a lot of kids. I'm
Yes,
gonna tell you that
the fuck y'all
right. No,
would.
we wouldn't.
I did a
Yes,
show
y'all
on
would.
that.
Trust me,
Trust me,
no, we
I
wouldn't.
feel like dudes wouldn't have a lot of kids
Hold on,
either.
let me
I
ask
don't
you
know
this.
why I feel that, but
Let me ask you
I felt
this.
that too.
You said she shouldn't be ashamed.
No.
So if you had a daughter and she had 4 kids by 4 baby daddies, you would be proud of that?
That's the question.
If she was not married,
Not if. Would you be proud of that?
Yes or
that she
no?
had 4 different.
That she had 4 different baby daddies.
She knows-
Would you be proud to say, you know what?
If she
I'm proud of what I
handling,
raised.
if she handling her shit, if she taking care of her kids, it's her kids' fed.
Women don't like other women.
Sisterhood.
Women are proud baby mamas. No longer are they proud wives, but they are proud to be single mothers, proud to have had children for multiple men. And guess who is never gonna hold them accountable for their bad behaviors?
Other women.
Other women. Western women have a problem. Their problem is that older women never give them the game. Older women never give the younger women good advice.
And I've said that so many times on my channel.
They almost always give them the keys to make the exact same mistakes throughout life
Facts.
that they have made. But why? Competition. Women hate to admit it, but they see other women as competition. This is why older women refuse to lead younger women down the right path.
Generally, I don't think women like other women. And when I say that, I mean this. You want? Yeah, go get one, bro.
Let me get a drink for that real quick.
Go get one. And the reason why I say I don't think women like other women is because, as a woman, yeah, if we were to bring in 3 more women in here right now, instantly the women are going to be sizing you up. They're going to be looking at your hair. They're going to be looking at your shoes. They're going to be looking at what you're wearing. They're going to be and in their head, they're creating a whole scenario of, what kind of woman is this? And then when you start speaking, they're going to be like, oh, what? She thinks that she's this, yeah? Women generally see other women as competition, right? And so for women is that because of the competitive nature, yeah, who are they competing for? They're competing for men.
Wow.
The man. So a woman will look at your jacket and be like, oh, that's not even the right shade of brown.
It's true. I've seen it.
They just start saying things.
They'll make beef out of
nothing. Which is why women change their friends.
That is true.
Every 3 months.
Every new circle.
Because women don't like other women. They see other women as competition.
Yeah.
The only time men see men as competition is when it comes to success.
Yeah.
They don't see a man. I'm not looking at your hair thinking, I'm bald. Oh, man's got hair. Oh, you know what? Oh,
We don't
forget
know.
this guy. It's just like, he's just different from me. Do you know what I mean? I just think women generally do not like other women. And I think that plays into like the dating market, the marriage. And I think that's the reason why Ali got so much hate.
Because
Right,
they're
I
not
agree
in
with that.
they're not in her position.
Right.
I agree
And they're
with that.
hating on that.
Right.
Because they want to be.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But they ain't gonna say that because it's on social media. They're gonna hate on it.
Have you found as a woman yourself that women look at you and hate?
My sister told me something once, and I'll never forget it. She said, Theo, do you know how many women that I've met who have hated me for one reason and one reason only? And she was talking specifically more coworkers, but women overall. She said, because I'm not fat. So many women are jealous of other women by their looks, obviously. But if you were slim in shape woman, especially around a whole bunch of the big Shirleys,
That's a huge bitch.
they gonna hate your ass.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah.
And there
I
you go.
definitely see that.
Is and why do you think that is? Is that because of your looks, success, or both of the above?
Both. Yeah, both.
Imagine You've had a couple of kids by a couple of guys, and you're hitting the wall. You're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, but you still want a man. What man do you want? The same man that the 20-year-olds are competing for. So what do? You don't tell your competition about the pitfalls. You allow them to make the same mistakes that you did because you are competing for the same man. No opponent tells the opposition how to play the game. As soon as this woman admitted that she had 4 children for 4 different guys, the other women jumped to her defense. They never told her that what she did was wrong. They never held her accountable. What they did was prop her up.
Sisterhood.
Why? Because she is their competition.
And I'll add another thing as well. When the guy asked the one young lady, would she want her daughter to have 4 children by 4 different men? She knew she would, but the sisterhood is so tight, they're going to back each other up. Sarar may be alluding to that it's competition, which it very well may be. I'm alluding that it's just a sisterhood. That same damn lady would not be happy about that because you shouldn't be.
However, if you look at the world right now, you'll find men taking seminars, doing podcasts, trying to give younger men the game, how to not make the mistakes that they've made and how to do better. Women will not give other women good advice. They will say the same things that these other women say. No accountability, no introspection, no self-reflection. They refuse to give their competition the keys to victory. They are happy for other women to repeat the exact same mistakes, and these other women come crying to them, and then they hold them, and then they comfort them and console them, but never reveal the secrets to why she made such a bad mistake.
Picture he liked, just volunteering extra information when you know maybe it could be taken good or bad. Another issue with friends is that, as we get in these relationships, sometimes you want to keep things to yourself, or like the dynamics of the relationships change, and a lot of times friends can really feel some kind of way of being like left out the loop or getting iced out. So I think the other question is like, how do you handle that?
That's a very good point, because I have an unpopular opinion, which is I do not think you should be telling your girlfriends all of your personal relationship information. Her wounds are not your wounds. So you could call your girl and be like, I haven't heard from my man in 1 day. And your girl could be triggered and she'd be like, oh my God, her abandonment issues are flared up. Yes. And she's like, oh my gosh, you should leave him. He's not treating you right. Like, we also have to acknowledge where people are when you're asking them for relationship advice, because otherwise they can steer you the wrong way.
Yeah, I think the foundation for me is
choosing
good friends, because not everyone is your friend. And
frenemies are real.
That starts first. And when you have those friends and those relationships, hopefully you've built up a relationship enough to know this is what works for you, this is what works for me, because that for me is good friendship right there. And also too, to be careful not to dissuade women from telling their friends anything, because what can happen in a relationship? You can lose yourself, and men can also use it as an emotional and mental abuse to keep your friends away from you so that they can do whatever they want to you and you don't tell them.
Women like to vent and get things out, and the friend can be like, okay, take a breather, it's all right, before you go and ruin your relationship.
Another tweeter wrote, no matter how happy you are or how hectic it is in your relationship, do not share it with your friends. This is interesting. I think this comes from that age-old, don't tell your girl what's going on. I mean, it's in the same bucket as I don't got no female friends. I'm like,
didn't this chick in the middle just say the same thing a segment ago?
I don't want to hear that.
And that can lead to suffering in silence. It's sometimes you start to normalize the foolishness, and when you finally do tell your friends, they're like, well, girl, we saw this months ago, but you weren't, you weren't talking to us, or whatever. So I don't think you should not tell anything.
Yeah. And definitely share the happiness. At least, because your friends, if they're your friends, they want you to be happy.
That's not the point. The point is that as a woman, you shouldn't run and tell your family every single thing that's going on with your relationship, because you can have an incident with your boyfriend. You tell them about it. You and your boyfriend get back together, move past it, and she's still in your ear telling you y'all should break up with him, not realizing that you already moved on, because the things that you're telling her are only going to be negative things.
Shani tweeted, do not share your relationship problems with the whole world. A small group of friends is cool, but social networks, hell nah. That's another episode.
Oh my, like there's some people you can chart like the ups and downs of their entire relationship, and I'm like, ooh.
Well, that was interesting to see what social media had to say about it, but I'm wondering what the people said in the polls. Kiara, the receipts.
Yes, as always, we poll our MadameNoir.com audience to find out what you think about friends sabotaging your relationships. First, we asked, has a friend ever tried to sabotage your relationship? With 65% saying no, and 21% saying yes, and 14% saying kinda. I wonder what the kindas are.
I mean, kinda is when you have that friend that's like, they're happy for you, but...
that comma
like,
but.
oh, that's nice. You know, they're absolutely ready to take part in like the bad parts of the conversation. But like you said, if you're sharing something wonderful that like he did, I mean, that's nice, but he didn't do this.
This man was a hypocrite. In my honest opinion, he really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted African-American women on a consistent basis.
Vivica Fox is the most miserable looking woman on this planet, bro. The fucking wicked witch of Wakanda, man. Oh, I hate this bitch.
One of his last statements that he said was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good and disposable. To me, it was a shock jock. And, you know, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind. So, you know, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality, rest in peace.
Vivica A. Fox, you're going to need one of these.
And this is why the men of today are called misogynistic, because they are looking at women and they're telling them the truth. They have been so used to not hearing it that they see it as an attack. So a message to women: start teaching these other women why they are failing. Because if you don't, as always, us men will have to lead the way.
Even though I don't believe it applies to men in the same way, I can understand the logic behind women looking at each other as competition and not wanting to help each other out. You know, women of the same age group. But what really bothers me, that older women not even giving younger women game. So Rob pointed out that he believes it's out of pure competition. And that definitely makes sense. I guess I looked at it as a sisterhood, and that's women just aren't honest with each other. They're not honest with each other because they want to reinforce their sisterhood, because women like to act as if they don't make any mistakes. And it's funny that Sarah said that women don't really like each other. I used to always word it as women aren't really each other's friends. I knew that women weren't really each other's friends because they lie to each other. We're friends, I'm gonna have your back, dog, no doubt. I'm gonna ride with you if you're my homie. But if I really consider you a friend, I'm also gonna hold you accountable. And I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, because that's what friends do. But hey, what the hell do I know? I'm just a pothead talking on YouTube. You guys let me know what you think after party in the comments. My name is Theo Coop, but you can
call me bitch.
Do better.
Excuse me, bitches?